I gotta say, it's funny how now, simply because I'm not spending the entire time saying Shedor's not worth the second pick overall, it's funny how people are now just conflating your love of Shedor with mine, and how I'm like it's honestly
They're
unfair
conflating with yours.
Yeah, like saying that we both want Shedor, like we're both supporters.
I actually think this is a good turnout for you, if I'm being honest. You get to live in the catbird seat of the Shedor Sanders discussion, because if people are conflating it and they think that you've just always been Team Shedor, well, if Shedor goes off to the races, and I almost said his name very funny there.
If
Shedor goes off to the races,
goes off to the races.
If Shedor goes off to the races, though, if he's awesome, then you're gonna, like, by association, you'll have latched on and it had a bunch of credit. And if he stinks, I know you didn't say these things, so I won't be the one to be like, hey, yeah, no, you were Team Shedor the entire time. I'll be like, no, Nick, you were right about it.
But here's the thing.
Yeah, that's a good spot to live in, I think.
I feel like, take-wise, I'm normally very intellectually honest. I don't deserve that credit for Shedor. Now, since
I know that.
Well, no, but
who are you arguing with? I know that.
But I think my point is I don't want the credit. I want you to get the credit.
I'm not trying to give you the credit.
The
people have spoken.
But I'm telling the people, this is all JP. Because the truth is,
the people have spoken. Like, if they're gonna associate it with you, listen. We can't change narratives out there. If they're gonna associate it with it as everyone all together on this behalf, then guess what? If he's great, then you get to come along for the ride.
I don't want to.
But then if he's bad, then you get to have all the receipts of being like, yeah, no, I didn't want him here to begin with.
No, I feel like that would be disingenuous for me to do. Because here's the thing: I think if he's we need to illustrate that you've went on an island by yourself. People hopped on the island and left, and hopped back on the island and left.
Yeah,
I think if Shedor's good, you just deserve a crap ton of credit. I actually don't think you deserve that much of blame if you're wrong. You just got it wrong. That NFL teams get it wrong all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I would hate if people were like, Nick Wilson was also right about Shedor. I don't know. No,
people rewrite these things whatever way they want to when it's all said and done anyway. Think about how many people, and there are enough because I was the only Baker fan on this station at the time, but like there aren't many people that will come up and be like, yeah, but he was right about Baker so many years later. People remember what they want to hear anyway.
You know who will?
You will?
Me, because I was listening to you in Charlotte.
You will?
And I was like, right there. Yeah, that's my guy.
Now, did I go overboard there too? Oh, you bet your ass I did. Yeah, you bet your ass I did.
You weren't the guy. You were the guy in Charlotte saying, guys, come on, let's get Baker. Let's do this thing. And then it lasted 6 games because Matt Rule can't coach his way out of a paper bag in the NFL.
That was a tough time. That was me talking about the other time I've been on a quarterback island. And every now and again, I'll have people come up and they'll thank me for being the only person that was a Baker supporter. That does happen. But so many people forget I even liked Baker.
That's interesting. Every once in a while, somebody from Charlotte who loved my show will be like, man, but you were wrong on Baker. I was like, okay, but I was right on Sam Darnold. And but no, I want to give you more of the credit so that if he's not good, I can take so much of the credit.
Well, like, that's really what this shiesty.
Is. No, how? How is that shiesty?
What a setup that was. That was a little sleight of hand, David Copperfield.
No,
that means you're betting on Shedor to not be good. Listen, in your head right now, the bet you're making is Shedor won't be good.
No, that's not what I said. There are shows on this station who cannot claim to have any stake, and they will, on the Shedor thing because they talked out of both sides of their mouth for 5 months. We don't have that. We were on opposite poles. You were on the North Pole. I was on the South Pole. And so my point was, now I will not rub your face in it if he's not good here. I trust you won't do the same to me.
No, clearly that's not the game that we play.
That's totally going to happen, by the way. We will.
Well, you got to own it in the sense of it. You do have to own it. Like if you get it wrong, I have to be the one to constantly be like, hey, listen, hand up. My bad on that one. I don't know what I was seeing that wasn't out there. That's where that falls on me. Because if it falls on you, then we're just doing I was right, you were right radio, and that's not really fun for anybody either.
Unless
fun for a little bit. Fun for a very little bit.
Both right, and everybody in the station was wrong, and then God help the rest of the station.
Then it's just a good time.
Yeah, that's just we call it a kegger, called a hoedown, a hootenanny. Got a lot of names for that one out there in in Medina County. Now, Keith actually came up with this. I don't know why I said actually, like, oh, the guy who runs the station came up with a good topic.
who came up with 15 topics a day for 15 years.
Like the best producer I've ever worked with came up with this one good topic now that he's the boss.
Constantly comes up with topics. He got one, though. He got one.
He threw this out there. And I actually want Jake to put out the Twitter poll on this one. So there's a few conditions with it. But the question we're going to ask you guys is, if we handed you $200 and told you that you had to pick a quarterback most likely to still be the Browns quarterback in a year or two, so like Browns starting quarterback are in the conversation, which one are you putting money on? So the rules are you can't pick none of them. No, don't be a coward. All right, we're giving you a free bet here, hypothetically, not in reality, because I don't give that away. FanDuel does so occasionally if you want to go and sign up on FanDuel. But we're going to give you – so basically this is just like – it's like you never really had the money, but you're trying to make the smartest bet possible. What's the other one you can't do?
Well, we said the field, but that basically implies that you would have multiple quarterbacks in this stretch. No, like this is like eating dinner. It's like eating dinner at my house growing up. This is what's on the menu. You got to choose from it. There's no swerving and being like, I want this instead. It's like, no, mom made this. You got to eat this.
All right, I'm gonna guess.
Yeah, you're gonna go out on a limb here.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say you would choose Shedeur Sanders.
Obviously, I'll choose Shedeur, but I do love the thought process of going through why I'm taking Shedeur over everyone else. With Joe Flacco, I'm worried. So Joe Flacco's second on my list because there's a outside chance that Joe Flacco plays all 17 games. A very outside chance. But he plays all 17 games, is awesome, and then decides, I guess I'm Tom Brady, and I'm just going to play until I'm dead. So, like, there's a come back next year, and then he just keeps coming back until the wheels fall off.
He's going to be 40. He's not playing till he's 81.
I mean, he'd play until the wheels fall off, and then when they fall off, people will push him aside.
You just go to Shady Pines?
If Joe Flacco's 57 years old, if he's 57 years old and throwing for 4,500 yards, guess what? He's playing until he's 58, okay? Like, that's how I think this works with Joe Flacco. So I think Joe would be number 2. And then I think Kenny Pickett would be number 3 and Dillon Gabriel number 4.
All right. So as we have the conversation here, who do you think I'm picking?
I have no idea who you're picking. I think the only sensible take anyone can have in this is Shedeur. And it's not because I'm obviously a big Shedeur Sanders supporter. I just don't know how anyone wraps their brain around Joe Flacco playing 17 games and then coming back next year. You already established you don't like Kenny Pickett in the slightest bit. That was evidenced by the first segment of the show. And then you've crapped all over Dillon Gabriel basically for weeks on end now. So only sensible thing you can do is Shedeur Sanders in this.
If I had to choose between one of the 4 quarterbacks, Dillon Gabriel would be one of the 2 I would choose.
Yeah, meaning Shedor's the other one.
A year or 2 from now,
but again, you
still have a chance.
You can't take the field. I got to make you choose here.
But it's Shedeur Sanders.
It has to be.
Yes.
It has to be.
Yeah, because like Colt McCoy, we got like 13 good months out of could Colt McCoy be the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns? And eventually we were like, he's a really good dude. Cries a little bit. But no, that's his dad. Sorry. He's not good enough to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. The physical limitations were too much. I think that's where we get with Dillon Gabriel. Mm-hmm. I think Dillon could start the first 4 games of next year. So no games this year because rookie said whatever. Start the first 4 games of next year, and we could be like, that's a good backup. With Shedeur, there's like 3 or 4 different ways that I could see him being in the starting conversation a year from now, even if it's just he's the presumptive quarterback and he's battling whoever you took with a first-round pick this year, assuming it's not the number 1 pick. The number 1 pick, it's over. But if it's like the 4th quarterback off the board, it stands to reason Shedeur could still have a chance going forward.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. The idea that like whoever doesn't win out the battle still is probably just going to end up being the backup quarterback for years to come.